Hello there. Very pleased to meet this wonderful audience here. And on the show, we have certain wonderful poets. So let me start by wishing you a very happy new year with a few lines. Old as gold needs to be cherished. New, full of possibilities, is aspirational. Let the two mingle in your vision's horizons and carve out a dream inspirational. So, good evening from India. A very, very happy new year to all the poets who have joined us today and to our viewers who make any meet special. Also, a heartfelt welcome to the 40th International Poetry Meet being organized on the NS page. It means that we have completed more than 3 years of running the show. And kudos to all the participants and viewers who kept up the momentum. Today, I have on the show Cathy from Canada, Maria from USA, Shailja and Rupa also from USA, and yours truly, Neelam from India. A lot of love from all of us. Let me begin by introducing our multidimensional poets. So let me start with Cathy. Cathy's writings are found in numerous print and online publications. She writes in all genres, but invariably veers towards the dark, so much so that her late mother once asked, "Can't you write anything happy?" And I bet she can. She's published three novels: Wolves Don't Knock, Mr. Wolf, and When Kayaks Fly. Oh, and she has books of poetry and short fiction and children's picture books. Amazing, amazing. Cathy lives in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And let me now introduce you to Maria. Maria was born in Portugal and came to Brazil when she was very young. Free time spent to writing. She taught basic English in language centers. She's graduated in psychology and extension courses in human administration. Interested in literature, she joined groups on social media and has been honored with certificates of achievement, inclusion in some anthologies, poetry journal magazines, nature lover, environmental concern about global future, special attraction to the sea is what defines Maria. Welcome, Maria. And let me introduce you to Shailja Sharma. Shailja Sharma, PhD, USA, is a mental health provider and a widely published author. Apart from scholarly publication and editorial service, her literary writings have been internationally acclaimed. Her publications have appeared in numerous literary journals, forums of repute across the USA, Canada, UK, and Asia. Her writings have appeared in best selling anthologies published nationally and internationally. Her book, Dear Mama, An Immigrant Secret Cry by Setu Pittsburgh, USA, has received wide critical acclaim and is housed in the Delhi University Library, India. She has been awarded literary honors for her writing contributions in international languages. Welcome once again, Shailja. And moving on, let me introduce Rupa Rao. Rupa holds an MBA and a law degree. Wow. After a corporate career for last 2 years, she's engaged in literary pursuits. Her writings are featured in multiple poetry anthologies, magazines, and online platforms. She juggles writing, reciting solo, or moderating group events, interviewing creative writers, and she's amazing at that. Poets, chefs, musicians, etc. I thank God she also invited me once. So she enjoys a few online poetry groups and shares her work with them. She has curated, edited, and co authored four poetry anthologies and we are going to see a few books this year from her pen.
Thank
So,
you so much, Neelam, for your wonderful words. And may I formally welcome each one of you and Neelam, you, the founder behind Neelam Saxena Page Literary Warriors Group. Neelam, you are a celebrated bilingual author. You write in English and Hindi. You have authored 6 novels, 9 short story collections, 47 poetry collections, and 15 children's books. A 3 time Limca Book of Records holder. You, Neelam, have won the Sohanlal Dwivedi Puraskar, Prem Chand Award, Rabindranath Tagore International Poetry Award, Setu Award for Excellence this year, recently, end of 2024. You received the Freedom Award for Lyrics and recognition from the American Embassy, presented by Gulzar Sahab. In 2014, Forbes India listed you among India's most popular authors. And last but not the least, just yesterday, her pride, her university, in fact, awarded her the Distinguished Alumni Award for the work done in the field of literature. So, congratulations, Neelam, and what a wonderful day to meet here together with all of you. And today, in fact, from these parts of the world where one of the leaders is going to be sworn in.
indeed, that's a very wonderful day. So, let's move on to the first round of poetry. I would like to begin with 4 lines. The night he left, the air grew still, a fleeting breath, a quiet will. We held his hand, both lost and bound, as life slipped past without a sound. I too lost my mom in the month of December 23. It's been slightly more than a year, but I'm not able to contain my grief. I found my feelings reflecting in the poem of Dear Cathy. I would love to hear it, dear Cathy. Cathy, can you render your first poem?
Yes, just one sec. Okay. This is
Sure.
called this is called The Night My Father Died. My father lies in the sterile bed, white sheet stretched to his chin, tubes and wires crisscrossing like venerable veins. The nurse exclaims, "My, how tall you are." When he peers at the voice, we see his fear, and he shakes his head defiantly. Too astute, he knows the end is near. We as children gather round, quiet and reverent while we wait, obedient, the way we were raised, awestruck, never seeing death before. We don't know what it looks like, don't know when it will come, while my father, a wise man, comprehends his fate, and we wonder how he knows. My mother stands too, holding the limp hand of her dear husband, as she has for 40 years. She's calm, hiding flooded emotions, knowing there's no magic cure, no good fairies to arrive at night. And I marvel at her strength, for surely she knows death will dawn to seize that hand from hers. None of us knows what to do, what to say, how to act, how to pretend in front of my father, in front of my mother. Death is novel, yet grotesque to us and to him, never utilized by us, and we wonder what will happen, where he'll go after his last breath. Will he live to chance a breath again? And when he takes that final breath, that last gulp of life, will he know it's his last? Or will he think there's another smidgen and another and another? Though my father's an intelligent man, I still ponder his shrewdness while he waits for the unknown, while we wait for death to crudely snatch him from our lives.
That was a
Very
very touching
touching.
poem.
Thank
Very
you.
touching. And you rendered it with so much emotion, I think, which came so naturally to you. Thank you. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
And so sorry for your loss, Kathy.
Oh, thanks.
So, moving on, a few lines. Let me be unshaped, untamed, loved for the soul that can't be framed. If love demands, I wear disguise, then let it fade, for truth won't lie. Yes, we do live every day and die only once. Why should we be what others want? Maria, do you have a poem on the theme? If yes, we would love to hear it.
I think we lost her for a second. And Maria, you're back. And are you ready with your poem?
Yes, I am. You can call me.
Yes, we hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Um, my poem, the title is Please Let Me Be I Myself. You should love me for what I am and not as you wish. I think it's not true love, what you're feeling for me. Please don't consider me your bibelot, a pleasant look which decorate your wishes and dreams, and most of times a fantasy. On your mind, a girl should be what you wish. I am what I am, a girl with flesh, bones, spirit. That once met you, and both of us fell in love. What made you think me different from that now? You're so kind, genuine, and generous. If you can't anymore, please leave me alone. Let's be happy by ourselves. Even if apart from one another, I will be what I am. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I am very, very happy to be with you all. Thank you.
It's our pleasure, Maria. Thank you so much for being with us. And since Sangeeta ji has joined, let me introduce you to Sangeeta ji. Sangeeta ji is a very old friend. So here goes her intro. Sangeeta Sharma, a Toronto based academic, is the senior editor of Setu, a bilingual international peer reviewed journal, and former head English in a degree college affiliated to the University of Mumbai. She has authored a book on Arthur Miller, three collection of poems, edited six anthologies on poetry, fiction, and criticism, and two workbooks on communication. And yes, two of us are coming up with a very interesting bilingual anthology, but more about it later. A nemophilist at heart, writing poetry as a romanticist, exalts Sangeeta ji. Sangeeta ji, it is a pleasure to have you, though we know that you are not really keeping well. So, could you start with your poem?
Thank you so much, Neelam ji, for inviting me. I am so honored to share this platform with such known poets like Cathy, Maria, Rupa, and Shailja Sharma ji. So I would like to read my poems out of my latest collection of poetry that's Under the Sapphire Sky. The first one is Looking Skyward. Post a tornado forecast, the smoky gray thunderous clouds look scary, like abusive relations causing inner turmoil, making life every. While the sunlit side of the sky wide, the playful peeping, ruddy sun playing hide and seek, like kids hiding behind the tree. And then, when caught, jumping and laughing with glee. Firmament, fragmented, frothy, and speckled. Its hues, the texture, the pace make the people feel bouncy, and stimulate, or petrified or postulate, pregnant with manifold images and thoughts, a new design for each set of eyes, a new canvas, sometimes like angry rolling waves, cottony rugs, and sometimes like marble pillars and rocks. In a blink of an eye, stage palaces or utopian terraces, fathomless, foaming, freezing, drooping, and ameliorating. They beguile and beckon and hold the rein of our emotions. Thank you.
That was such a wonderful poem. Very well said. Very well said.
Yeah,
So,
a nature poem.
Would you like a break, or would you like to continue with your second poem?
Yeah, I will. I will read out the second one also. The second is Song of Spring. Oh, hark, whispers in my ears the April zephyr, striding along the serene lanes, noticing the quiet vagaries of spring in nature, upping sap in the dried stalks, changing olive tipped stems and thorns in ochre, blooming peonies, tulips, and irises, and flitting thrushes in pairs. Open garages, renovated backyards, fences being built with marvelous multicolored garden bricks. The bright but soothing sun with the crisp but cool breeze. An American robin hops in the backyard and a fieldfare perches. A lone rock thrush at the topmost branch of a leafless tree trills, and a weary thrush with its rich burnt orange breastband and blackish orange wings whistles. The green grass that used to just peep through the melting snow intermittently is beaming once again widely, emanating the fresh mown lawn smell, nature's alchemy. So, this was my second one. Thank you for patient
Wonderful,
listening.
wonderful.
I'm really
Nature
sorry for my
always,
bad voice.
Please
no,
feel
that's
better. Thank you for
Yeah,
coming, although you're unwell, right, Neelam?
thank you so
yes,
much.
indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. So Sangeeta ji was talking about tulips, and I suppose Shailja loves yellow dahlia. The yellow dahlia, bold and bright, blooms through shadows, claims the light. A journey starts where fears decay and doubt gives way to hope's new day. What do the yellow dahlia mean to you, Shailja? We would love to hear your poem.
Thank you, Neelam. It's really nice to be here amongst everyone. And good morning from Texas, USA, to everyone. My poem is, as Neelam just said, The Yellow Dahlia. And it is a poem that is a journey from self doubt towards a newly bloomed fresh flower. So, The Yellow Dahlia. I cannot stay any longer in the swamp of doubts. I must lift my body to move away from the fearful monotony of the slow dripping tap water because a glacier is simmering in a kettle and it is ready to evaporate in the yellow sky. I must let go my disbelief and walk to the bright fields. I must follow the trails of the newly found fragrance of the golden yellow flower and leave the burning smell of skepticism behind. I must love the goodness and purity in the face of a newborn baby that bloomed through its fresh green stem. The yellow dahlia beckons me. The yellow dahlia beckons me. Thank you.
That was a
You
beautiful
indeed
poem, just
brighten
like
us
the
all
yellow.
with your yellow sunny dahlia here.
Indeed, indeed. So, moving on, sisterhood blooms when hearts align. No room for scorn, no steep divide. Lift each other, let love reside. Together we soar with strength as our guide. Do you find sisterhood particularly interesting, Rupa? Have you written some poem about it?
Thank you so much, Neelam. You always come up with these micro poems, 2 or 4 liners, as a prequel to anyone's poetry. I wish I was like that too. But thank you for this opportunity. I titled my poem Sisterhood Rhapsody. Here goes. What entitles women to pick on other women? Why is hating on her treated like juvenile obligation? Why trigger dormant insecurities, ripping wounds open? What makes minimizing anyone's attire or size acceptable? Why make skin pigmentation differences judgeable? Who sanctions groups to play judge, jury, executioner, and guard? What ails tongues to unleash painful prods? What makes mingling single successful big shot? Why label homemakers suppressed circumspect? Why is spinster widow trivialized, sometimes seen as a threat? Why normalize shaming, mocking of a new mom or wife? Women need wind under their wings to hit their stride. Allow judgment free choice to earn or stay home. No need to imitate herds misbehaving in Rome. Allow not, need wind under their wings to hit their stride. Allow judgment to imitate herds misbehaving in Rome. Allow not, need wind under their wings to hit their stride. Allow judgment to imitate herds misbehaving in Rome. Allow not, need wind under their
So
wings.
there's some humor part going on, making us all laugh. Rupa's voice goes on echoing and echoing.
I have no idea what happened. So what I will do is I'll go on mute.
Some humor part going on, making us all laugh.
So I'll hand over the podium to Neelam for a beautiful poem on uh, reflections. And what is she reflecting on and who is reflecting so that the echoing stops? I'm going on mute.
Thank you, dear Rupa. So here goes my poem titled Reflections. From the cruise where I can see nothing but water, reflections from the past, which I'd always felt had vanished, appear with their ghastly faces. The beauty of the environment no longer visible in the murkiness of buried emotions makes way for the shadows. Obscurities I wish to run away from. They still have that deadly sting, appear treacherously to strike me dead. Haven't I died 1,000 times and lived again with enamored glee and with ceaseless cheer? Haven't I searched for a cloak of comfort even when I was frozen in the incessant cold? Haven't I found a propitious umbrella when it rained hard for me and I was soaked? Haven't I been charred in the scorching heat and yet survived with serene calm? Do the undersea creatures also find their happiness despite the continuous threats? Does peaceful existence always look for peaceful environment? Harmony multiplies even when the environment is turbulent if there's peace in the soul. Harmony multiplies when the environment is turbulent if there's peace in the soul. A mischievous wave touches my pensive face, leading me to a world of ecstasy. The lyrical music of the ripples that I couldn't hear suddenly is perceived blissfully in my ears. The reflections become relaxing, and I too begin to shimmer like those splashes of sun on the sea. So, this was my poem, Reflections. Hope you all liked it. Hello.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
I was wondering if I'm speaking on mute. So that was a wonderful first round. We had beautiful poems from Cathy, Maria, Shailja, Rupa, and two beautiful poems from Sangeeta ji who had to leave. And with this, we move on to round two. We have very wonderful poets watching the show. Santosh Bakaya, Sadbirji is there, Parul is there, and we have so many others who have joined. Anup had joined, Purnima Rao has joined, and Maitri has joined. So Anuradha is there, and Anup Jalan was there. So Rahul MK is there. Thank you, Rahul. So the show feels wonderful when we have wonderful people watching the show and listening to our poems. So we move on to round two and hope our poems in round two would also please the viewers. So, a few lines from me first. Do good, not for what you will receive, but for the joy your heart believes. A single act, a loveful deed can sow the hope this world may need. We request you, Maria, to render your poem.
Thank you. My second poem shows how all of us should behave to have lots of people around without asking for anything in return. Being kind to everyone does the difference. That's what I think. And that's what we call altruism, giving without expecting anything back. The title of my poem is Do Good at Any Time, and it goes like this. I do good to others, not to receiving back, but because it's the right thing to do. I share love from the inner core of mine, because someone else may accept the love inside of me. I give smiles at anyone to show praise and keep a door open to they come around. No one lives alone on the earth of God, and anyone has the right to choose their peers. When someone is in need, a helping hand does good, and it improves the sense of humanity lives. No one is so poor that a dish of food can't give, not for pity, but because we live in a true society. What we go throughout our life journey, it has the deepest depths of life pride. May it be by choice and or it was written for us. Don't miss any opportunity. It never comes twice. Thank you very much once again, Rupa Ji and Neelam Ji, for the opportunity to be with you all. I am very grateful. Congratulations to all poets on this video event. Thank you very much.
It was indeed our pleasure to listen to your wonderful poems, and we hope that you would keep joining us in future also. So
For sure, for sure.
moving on,
We will be in
a
contact.
So, moving on, a spark ignites, a thought takes flight. Words weave through shadows, seeking light. From heart to page, emotions flow. The birth of a poem, a soul's echo. It's thrilling to write a poem, isn't it? If asked to explain, how would you do it in the form of a poem itself, Shailaja?
Thank you again, Neelam. Everyone can hear me fine, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Just making sure. Okay, so I'll be reading The Birth of a Poem, which is really a subjective account of the process of writing a poem. And I hope to portray the gush and the raw energy that is felt when the poet gets inspired by nature and a poem is delivered. So, The Birth of a Poem. Sunset, star dance, rising moon. Night is brighter than glorious day. Paper is soaking night's light. A baby poem will be born soon. Silver, yellow, orange ink in pen, sun's heat shining on her face, while raindrops sprinkle her hair, words pouring out from her den. Morning, darkness, despair everywhere. Yet a woman got impregnated with a concept, with a new idea. Sky whispers to each strand of her hair. Waves knitting cap for the moon, clouds warmly soaking her words. A gush of water broke, earth cracked, wet moon. A poem will be born soon. A poem will be born soon. Thank you.
Please unmute, Neelam. Please unmute.
Oh, so the words of praise that I shared, nobody could hear. So I was saying it. The poem had beautiful imagery. Thank you so much, Shalaja. And moving on, through forest deep, where shadows play, the path unfolds in soft array. A whispering world, both wild and near, a tranquil dance of love and fear. I request you, dear Cathy, to render your next poem, please.
Okay.
And may I request those who are not talking to please go on mute? Maria and Shailja, thank you so much.
Okay, this is called Following the Path. He grasps my cold limp hand, and I follow into the forest deep. The cerulean ceiling lunges, and tall trees form our walls, our barrier from the world. I'm swept within a hollow garden where moss swells around us, sticky and sweet and sickly. Is it a miracle or a mirage? Perhaps it's both, perhaps it's neither. His warmth delves into my depths, tingling nerves and caressing bones. I rush like a speeding freight train, determined yet silent in the night, knowing its end, aware of surroundings. Lost in acres of wilderness, I scan the blazing landscape from afar, amid the hush of nature's songs. The world is mute, and nothing but the chorus of your breath chimes with mine. Again in the distance is that train, lumbering down the tracks to somewhere, its roaring refrain haunting the night. Dragon breath swirls and sways before disappearing into the stars. Then life is silence once more. I'm at peace in the dark where only angels tread. Dreams and nightmares quashed forever. There's nothing, yet there's everything. Everything but your breath mingling with mine.
Oh, that was a beautiful poem.
Oh,
And
thank you
you know,
so
you
much.
render it also. You render it also very nicely. Wonderful.
Thank you.
So moving on, Rupa, which poem are you going to render in the second round? A dauntless daughter?
That is correct, Neelam. Absolutely right. That's the one you suggested I should go ahead with, so I will.
Okay, so let me say a few lines introducing the poem. A dauntless daughter, bold and free, her body, her choice, her destiny. No chains of laws can dim her fight. She rises strong, her flame a light. Over to you, dear Rupa.
Thank you so much, Neelam. Much appreciated. And Maria, I request you to please go on mute because last time the echo kind of played a little game with me here. So, as Neelam said, Dauntless Daughter is the title of the poem. What entitles the advanced states to turn clocks back? What prompts the progressive thinkers to turn their back? To void rights that took waged wars for women to voice, to have a say on own body, on her reproductive choice, to protect rights of unmanifested life, being pro-life, sidelining cases of incest, rape, bad health, no family support, strife. What about the living pregnant women? Aren't they also breathing life? Why are women to flee states, borders to get an abortion, to be treated as criminals? Isn't it an abomination? Lawmaker voting anti LGBTQ attends own kith and kin's same gender wedding. They ban abortion for the unaffording, but pay for the loved one's abortion in hiding. Limit not pro life to protecting fetus of a few weeks. Help to uplift the living orphans, breathing foster kids as the states seek. Ban guns, killing kids, innocent, invaded by freaks. Support the well being of moms. Of frustrations, she shrieks. Her life matters too. Her well being, her reproductive choice is hers. Let the involved with women decide what is best for them and theirs. Legislation by the wombless deprive choices rightfully of all mothers. History documents centuries of waged wars against oppression. Heed the follies of history. Empower daughters in conflictual situation. Thank you.
That was wonderful. You know, there are two Rupas. No? One is a lawyer Rupa and one is a poet Rupa. The two mingled so well in this poem.
Thank you so much, Neelam. And that brings us to the two forlorn lovers. Who are they? What are they saying? Are they saying it to each other or to someone else? Neelam, I invite you to the podium for the last poem of the day. Doesn't mean we are ending our events, it's just this today's session. But I'm so excited to hear what you have to say about the poem titled Two Forlorn Lovers.
Thank you, dear Rupa. Here goes my poem. The quiet night was juggling with its own uncanny creepiness and the pervading solitude around. In its embrace lay the sea like a lover in grief, both unable to comfort each other. The night said to the sea, "Why don't you cry? Weeping often softens the heart." The sea clumsily said. I can roar, I can cause uproars, I can drown Titanics with men and women in them. But, but I can't weep. The night, unable to comprehend her companion, said, two lovers in grief only lead to chaos. It's time for me to depart. And left it forlorn. Initially, the silent sea waves implored, nervous, they moved hither and thither timidly. But the night remained relentless. The movement of the waves became helplessly rhythmic, as if they had become an emotional wreck. But the lover night was gone, replaced with the fiery sun in the atmosphere. Finally, from the heart of the waters of the sea blew a raging storm, transforming soon into intense tsunami, thoughtlessly destroying everything that came in its path. Thank God the woman can weep. Thank God the women can weep. So that was my poem.
Isn't that true? Emotion and letting your hair down and tears are cathartic. Much needed. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So it has been a very pleasant evening. And let us just hear one or two lines from all the poets who are here. I suppose Maria has left. Cathy, we would love to hear from you. How was your experience?
Yes, it was very interesting, fun, and thank you so much for inviting me.
Our pleasure. Maria, what would you like to say?
Thank you very much. I am very happy to have met you all, and I hope our friendship goes beyond this session, this video show. Hope to meet you in another opportunity. A kiss on your hearts. God bless you all. Thank you.
We wish the same, and I'm sure that this friendship will be cherished over times. Dr.
Thank you.
Shailja, you've been a part, I suppose this must be your third time.
Mhm. Yes.
So, what would you like to say?
So, as always, I felt like I was in a great company and it was a really, really good experience reading poems and listening to everyone. Thank you so much, Neelam. And it's a pleasure to meet everybody today.
See, I didn't mention that our admin today, the technical expert was Rupa. So, we should also thank Rupa.
I think, Neelam, you bringing me into your fold itself is such a delight. I feel at home and I have loved every minute of it today and every event I join. And thanks to this platform where we are able to interact with each other with our poetic thoughts and opinions and expressions, be it of pain, be it of joy, be it of a lesson, experience, beauty, no matter what, across states, across countries, across continents, across time zones. And it is such an honor to meet Cathy, Maria today online, and Shailja. What a lovely time with all of you. And Sangeeta is not here right now, but Sangeeta, thank you for joining, although you were not feeling well. And
Oh,
Neelam, thank you.
she's here, and she is in fact telling me that the poem was very nice, and she's also thanking you. But I am not sure whether she'll be able to speak. So we assume that she loved being a part. So we should always assume positive things. And let us
Absolutely.
end this session with a positive note, with lots of love and lot of sisterhood, as Rupa was talking about in her first poem. And see you some other time on the same show, on the same time, on the same page. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.